Dawn Viens was last seen leaving her husband's cafe. She was never seen again.
He didn't alert the authorities for 3 weeks.
That speaks volumes.
He always just had a problem with her because she was a very honest, simple person. And he was kind of a shady guy.
When he believed police were after him, literally, he jumped off an 80-foot cliff.
Evidence of flight is evidence of guilt.
Boo-hoo. This guy thought he was never going to get caught.
New blood spatter evidence found at the home the two shared.
Where do they think Dawn's body is tonight?
Detectives strongly believe that the body of Dawn Viens is hidden, buried underneath that concrete flooring.
Hammering away at the floor and foundation of the restaurant that was owned by both Dawn and husband David Viens.
We believe she's there. We'll see what pans out.
The sounds of a jackhammer breaking up the concrete flooring of the Time restaurant in Lomita.
Now authorities are digging away at the building's floor and foundation.
Detectives are swarming the place.
We have enough information to lead us to believe that she could have been buried there.
Detectives strongly believe that the body of Dawn Viens is hidden, buried underneath that concrete flooring.
We believe she's there.
This guy thought he was never going to get caught.
Did you have any thoughts, any fears that your sister would be a murder victim by her husband?
Yes.
How soon? How long ago?
The moment I found out she was missing.
For those of you just joining us, Dawn Viens goes missing. According to her husband, just vanishes into thin air. Well, we are live at the site of a dig at the husband's up-and-coming restaurant there in California. Police honing in with heavy equipment, digging up the cement and tile floor under their belief that her body is buried there in the restaurant, that the husband and his new girlfriend, who he promptly moved into the home and into his wife's job as hostess at the restaurant, have literally been walking back and forth over her dead body ever since she went missing. Straight out to Larry Altman, reporter with the Daily Breeze. He has been at the restaurant all day long today during the search. What have you observed, Larry? What were they doing inside the restaurant?
Firefighters were here all day. They had heavy equipment, jackhammers, saws, drills. We could hear it all day. And I just took a look inside the window of the restaurant, and basically the back end of the restaurant is gone. They basically hauled away the floor. It's all gone.
I want to go to Ellie Justin, our chief editorial producer. Take me back. How did all this start? And why now? This case lay dormant until we reported on it, and then suddenly cops appoint a brand new investigative team and start re-investigating the case, and now suddenly they've dug out the bottom of the husband's restaurant.
Right, Nancy. Well, on October 18th, 2009 is the last time anybody saw Dawn Viens. Her husband said that he actually fired her, or they got in an argument.
Whoa.
Yeah.
The husband fires his wife from the family restaurant. Okay,
right.
Go ahead.
Right. Her friends claim that he fired her that day. He says she just walked away, took a Louis Vuitton bag with her. That was the last time he saw her. Now, shortly after that, and you're right, we did report on this story back shortly after her disappearance. They later decided that this was not just a missing person case, this was a homicide case. But actually, Larry Altman had the big scoop last week when he reported that blood had been found in the couple's home. The husband and his new girlfriend had moved out. Police went in with luminol. They found blood spatter in the house. That was what kind of got this whole new bit of activity going. And as Larry explained, there's been this massive search the past 2 days trying to figure out if Dawn's remains were entombed in that restaurant.
Okay, back to Larry Altman, who broke the story about blood spatter being found around the family home. You know, Larry, again, you just can't put a price tag on a good cleaning service. These two, the husband and the girlfriend, move out. Cops go in, I believe you said, under the guise they might rent the place, and they do investigative work and find blood spatter throughout the home. Microscopic blood spatter that the husband obviously did not see. Now, what leads them to come and start digging up the floor of the restaurant?
Well, they received some information that she might have been buried there. We don't know exactly where that came from, but he did renovations on this restaurant. He expanded into the neighboring property throughout much of the last year. And so there was a lot of concrete poured and a lot of plumbing work, a lot of things that were done here after Dawn disappeared.
Joining us right now is special guest Dana Papin. She is Dawn's sister. She has been at the restaurant as well throughout this day as cops bring in heavy machinery to dig out the floor, cement and tile, looking for the body of his gorgeous young wife, Dawn Viens. Dana, thank you for being with us. It's my understanding that you've been there all day long. What's going through your mind as you're seeing them ripping out the floor of the restaurant where your sister was hostess?
I'm terrified they actually might find her here. It makes me sick to my stomach to think that he could have been working here for the last 16 months, walking over her and still pretending that she just walked away unharmed.
Dana, it's also my understanding that you have actually confronted him. You are brave. You go and confront him not once, not twice, but 4 times. What happened?
Yes. The first time he actually was very emotional and actually cried and hugged me and wouldn't let me go. The last time he threatened to call the police on me and ordered me to leave his property. He obviously couldn't look me in the eye anymore.
So he asked you to leave?
He said he had nothing to say to me, and when I wouldn't leave right away, he threatened to call the police, and I told him to call the police, told him that they were pretty good friends of mine now because of him.
Unleash the lawyers. Joining us out of Florida, Orlando, Florida, high-profile defense attorney Mark Najim. Out of New York, defense attorney Alan Ripka. To both of you, first to you, Najim, you got a problem, I think, as a defense attorney. When your client, you've got one of the few links to your wife that's gone missing, your beautiful and beloved wife, and that's her sister. And when the sister comes to your client for comfort and for questions, you threaten to call cops on her? I think any jury's going to have a problem with that, Mr. Najim.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. It's a challenging set of facts as you presented them. But I will tell you, I had a case years ago where a client was accused of torching a house where 2 children were killed. Ran on the local press that the police were looking for him. He ended up getting involved with a standoff with police. Turned out he didn't do it. Everybody thought he did because of his behavior, but he felt his children were dead. He was being blamed. He had nothing to live for. So there are unique circumstances. This doesn't sound like one, but it can happen. And that's why they need to do their full investigation to make sure they're doing the job right.
You know, you are right, Najim. It can happen. However, this guy's one thing after the next. I mean, come on. He spots a police car, and what does he do? He took an 80-foot plunge off a cliff and lived. Alan Ripka, just as I predicted the other night, he starts rambling there in the hospital, making a lot of incriminating statements. But what about throwing the sister out of the restaurant when she comes there upset?
Well, that's certainly not going to be the basis of the prosecution's case. I'd love for them to say that's why he was guilty. I need to see that that blood spatter, number one, is the deceased, and I need to see a connection with my client, and that's not going to happen. So,
hey, take a look at this picture, Alan. There you see them bringing a gurney into the dig site that is behind the restaurant. We are taking your calls to Sarah in Pennsylvania. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good, dear. What's your question?
I was just wondering why it takes so long for them to report her and then for him to move somebody in so quickly, and that wasn't
what?
Suspicious?
Yeah, I find it highly suspicious. Back to Dawn's sister, Dana Papin. You know, Dana, that is one of the very first things that jumps out at you. Your sister, he says, just vanishes. He says he expects her to come back after ski season, I believe is what he said. But then he suddenly moves his girlfriend in and props her up as a restaurant hostess where your sister worked.
Yeah. Yeah.
How quickly did that happen?
Very quickly. Too quickly.
A month, a week, a day?
I was told it was within a week or 2 that they were seen together and there was suspicion that something was going on.
Detectives are swarming the place,
hoping to find Dawn's body hidden inside.
The sister of Dawn Viens is hoping as well.
They have given us pretty good indication that they have reason to believe she is here. I just want them to find her, wherever that may be.
Yellow Book has always been crucial to your business. But now, to get it really cooking, you need a little website development, some transparent reporting so you know it's working, online ads, and one-on-one marketing consultation. Yellow Book's got all that. Yellow Book 360 has a whole spectrum of tools, the perfect recipe for success. Visit yellowbook360.com and go beyond yellow.
Now on DVD, CD, and Blu-ray, Harry Connick Jr. in concert on Broadway.
Light the way, light the way, light the way.
2 amazing hours from his sold-out Broadway run.
Light the way.
Own it today.
With Regions Online Bill Pay, you get a secure, simple, and streamlined way to pay your bills. It's so easy, and it's a great way to save time and money, anytime, anywhere, even while getting a little light exercise in.
Whew, I need a break from programming all these car insurance discounts online.
I'm dishing out discounts all day. Doesn't the eSurance website do most of your work? Ooh, safe driver discount. Ooh, homeowner discount. Ding, multi-car discount.
Zap! Everyone has your online dating profile.
Huh?
You DJ on the weekends?
Tons of discounts. See for yourself at eSurance. Technology when you want it, people when you don't.
So you've always wanted to learn a new language, and now you can with Rosetta Stone. Now enriched with new tools to make learning a language even easier. Introducing Rosetta Stone Totale. And you can try Rosetta Stone absolutely free. Just call now for your free CD demo. Rosetta Stone makes it fast and fun to learn a new language correctly and confidently.
现在我会说国语啊. Now I speak Mandarin.
Thanks to Rosetta Stone, I can now speak Japanese with my parents.
Rosetta Stone has helped millions of people learn a new language. And new Rosetta Stone Totale gives you online access to sessions with native speakers, games you can play online, even a mobile app that lets you practice anywhere. Call for your free demo CD now or visit rosettastone.com and get started learning a new language free. Call now and get a 10% discount if you decide to buy Rosetta Stone.
Go online or call 1-800-624-1394. That's 1-800-624-1394.
I just find humans infinitely fascinating. We're going to look at the story behind the story. What is really going on here? When I see news and I see dramatic things happening, which we're all drawn to, I want to go there.
The Venus flytrap can snap its prey in 1/10 of a second.
So can a Georgia peach.
Swift Justice with Nancy Grace.
California police are digging underneath a restaurant for missing woman Dawn Viens after cadaver dogs reportedly indicated a body may be in the foundation of the building.
They brought in jackhammers, dogs, and they're convinced that by the end of the day, they will find something.
Police, using heavy excavation equipment and a fire crew, are hammering away at the floor and foundation of the restaurant that was owned by both Dawn and husband David Viens.
I guarantee you he won't say a word unless he says it coming in and out of that pain medication.
It's like truth serum, but he's not going to do that. This guy is pretty tight and closed-mouthed.
The crew are reportedly focusing on the back portion of the restaurant and have been spotted carrying bags of dirt away from the scene.
I hope they do, because I want them to find her.
You're convinced she's in there?
They have given us pretty good indication that they have reason to believe she is here. I just want them to find her, wherever that may be.
We are taking your calls out to Rebecca in Texas. Hi, Rebecca.
Hi, Nancy. How are you?
I'm good, dear. What's your question?
My question is, I've been seeing all the pictures, and he doesn't look very happy with her, so that would give him a motive to kill her, wouldn't it?
The fact that he's not happy? Well, you could probably say that about 99.9% of married couples in the country. At one point or the other, you're going to get a shot of them looking very unhappy. What about it, Dr. Patricia Saunders, joining us out of New York?
They reportedly had a pretty volatile relationship and allegedly were both using drugs. But for psychopaths, they don't have normal attachments to other people. People aren't real and three-dimensional, so you can fire your wife. You can say that you're not going to offer a reward because you don't have the money, it's too expensive. And you can bury your wife in concrete and walk over her dead body every day. No conscience, no guilt, and people are interchangeable.
Joining me right now, anchor Talk Radio 790 KABC, Deborah Mark. Deborah Mark, weigh in. What do you know?
Well, Nancy, investigators, detectives, the cadaver dogs, even a fire crew, all day long were at this restaurant, digging, taking out tables, heat lamps, doing everything they can to try and find her body. So we're waiting to see what's going on.
We are taking your calls to Tiffany in Texas. Hi, Tiffany.
Hey, Nancy.
Hi, dear.
How are you?
I'm good. What's your question?
Yes. I was looking at his picture, and it seems to me like he may be jealous over another guy or something, because I had something similar happen to me over another guy, because the guy that I was with, he was jealous, and I was wondering if he may have had something that,
Good question.
Jealous.
Back to Larry Altman with the Daily Breeze. It seems to me that she was on the other foot. He's the one that had a girlfriend, apparently, not her. She didn't have a lover.
Right, and, he didn't really let her have many friends. He liked to control her money. He was a controlling guy. And the sheriff said they had a volatile relationship.
Joining us is Dr. Marty McCary, physician and professor of public health, Johns Hopkins. Dr. McCary, thank you for being with us. Explain to me how someone could survive an 80-foot plunge off a cliff, but this guy managed to do it.
Well, clearly it was a suicide attempt, and what happened is that he didn't land directly flat on the ground. He landed on a slope, and if we look at the factors involved in survival from these long falls, it's how they land. Is it on a flat surface or a slope? On what part of the body they land, and how big they are, because obviously the bigger they are, the more momentum. He must have been healthy, and he must have gotten very lucky, because only about 50% of people survive anything beyond 40 feet. So he's a very lucky man.
So Deborah Mark, Talk Radio 790 KABC, what were his injuries and what prompted him to jump off a cliff?
Well, Nancy, broken bones, and he was not in good shape. He is a little bit better. We're hearing that he is out of ICU. And the reason he jumped off that cliff is he knew that they were after him, that police were after him, that they suspected him of his wife's murder. And he apparently was in a little argument with his girlfriend, who it seems like didn't have any clue, Nancy, that he was a suspect in the case. And when he knew that cops were after him, he jumped. He ran out of his car. He noticed that the cops were following him, stopped, got out of his car, and dove down.
To Dana Papin, this is Dawn's sister, joining us there at the restaurant Dig. For those of you just joining us, cops with heavy machinery at the husband's restaurant digging out the cement and tile floor looking for Dawn's body. Had he literally been walking over her along with his girlfriend day in, day out. Dana, I understand he's made some incriminating statements in the hospital. Is that true?
Yes, it is. We found out today that he has admitted he killed my sister.
What do we know that he said, Larry Altman?
Not much. That's pretty much all detectives said today, that he essentially confessed. Additionally, last week when my article came out saying that he was a person of interest, the girlfriend confronted him with it, and he implicated himself and admitted to it to her. And they additionally have information from his daughter in South Carolina, additionally, that he did it.
Of course, I'm sure the defense attorneys Martin Ajame and Alan Ripka are going to say those statements are inadmissible, that he was on pain medication. Wah, wah. We're going to go straight back to the restaurant dig in just a moment, but I want to touch back to the bodies found in the Delray Beach Canal, to Sergeant Nicole Guerrero standing by at the canal. Sergeant, any more word about whether these children have been reported missing?
Not as of yet, Nancy. They have not been reported. Up to what we know right now, they have not been reported missing.
What is the scene there now, Sergeant? What's happening?
Right now, there's no police on scene at this time. They're back at the police department, you know, getting themselves ready for a long night.
Get 2 suits absolutely free at Joseph A. Bank. Buy any suit in the store and get 2 free. That's 3 suits for the price of 1. No exceptions. Quite simply, buy 1 suit, get 2 free. That's any 2 handcrafted suits. Absolutely free. Only at Joseph A. Bank.
Revolutionary technology, driven by precision. Technicians as advanced as the vehicles they service. And now get all of this expertise at a price that may surprise you. Like Durastop ceramic brake pads installed for only $74.95 or less per axle after mail-in rebate. Not just service, certified service. Only at your Chevrolet, Buick, GMC, and Cadillac dealer.
Lexmark presents the abominable slow man. He's no myth. He shows up every time you copy, scan, or fax, turning your all-in-one into a slow-in-one, wasting your time. Outsmart evil slow-in-ones. Introducing the new Lexmark Genesis all-in-one printer with the world's fastest scanning technology. Go from document to digital in just 3 seconds. Copy, scan, or fax in a flash. Lexmark, way beyond printing.
We got ADT because I walked in on a burglary once. The physical damage was pretty bad. The emotional toll was even worse. Our daughter had nightmares. What that robber really took from us was our peace of mind. With ADT, we got it back.
Every 14.3 seconds, a burglary takes place in the United States. Help protect your family with a fast alarm response of ADT. A single ADT system can help protect you from burglary, fire, and high levels of carbon monoxide. When an alarm is received, ADT can call the local authorities for help. And you get this monitored protection, plus great local service, all for about $1 a day. And only ADT offers a theft protection guarantee.
Take it from me. The time to think about a security system isn't after something bad happens. It's before.
Call now and get ADT's Essentials Plus security system installed for $99, including a keychain remote. ADT, always there.
Today, we do more, live more, demand more. That's why Smith & Nephew created a Legion knee replacement with Veralast technology. It was lab tested for 30 years of wear performance, twice as long as other knee replacements. In fact, it's the only knee tested to last for 30 years. There are potential risks with any surgery. Recovery takes time and depends on factors like activity level, weight, and age. Learn more and find a surgeon near you at rediscoveryourgo.com. Smith & Nephew. Rediscover your go.
No evidence, no witnesses, no problem. HLN Saturday nights. Watch real-life crime fighters close the cases no one else can.
HLN Saturday Night Mysteries starts Saturday night at 7 Eastern.
The sounds of a jackhammer breaking up the concrete flooring of the Time restaurant in Lomita. Why?
Police say they are searching for Dawn's body underneath the restaurant she co-owned with her husband.
He obviously didn't expect Dawn Viens to walk back in the door.
I want them to find her.
Out to C.W. Jensen, retired police captain, joining us tonight from Portland. Weigh in, C.W.
Well, I think this is obviously very, very suspicious. First, you have a guy that goes for 16 months with his wife, probably buried. I mean, what are the chances that your wife is gone and you do a remodeling job on your business or your home? I mean, that was creepy just to begin with. Then the fact he confesses to his girlfriend and then he throws himself off a cliff. this guy's going to be in prison for a long time.
Okay, back to the lawyers. Mark Najim, Alan Ripka. Gentlemen, which one of you would like to eat a dirt sandwich first? What about it, Najim? While he's under his pain medication, he lets a little too much slip out.
No, quite the opposite. I think that since he did not make a statement to law enforcement, and in fact he was not in custody when he supposedly made a statement to the girlfriend, there's a greater likelihood than not that that statement will be admissible. Of course, the defense lawyer is going to get into whether it was freely and voluntarily made, and that's appropriate, because if it wasn't freely and voluntarily made, it shouldn't have been taken. But we got to get into that.
Do you agree, Alan?
No, I think for all you know, the girlfriend has something to do with it, and maybe he felt so badly about allowing it. How do you know?
Sometimes I wonder, Ripka, if you didn't get your JD, but instead your master's in creative writing. Let's stop and remember, Army Specialist Clinton Upchurch, 31, Garden City, Kansas, killed Iraq, awarded Bronze Star Purple Heart, buried at Arlington. Sheriff's deputy back home, also assisted DEA, loved God, family, country, motorcycles. Favorite team, Dallas Cowboys. Favorite animal, the wolf. Leaves behind parents Cindy and Greg, a Vietnam vet, sister Misty, brother John, widow Carrie, sons Ryan, Earl, and Patrick. Clinton Upchurch, American hero. Thanks to our guests, but especially to you, and a special hello to little Virginia crime fighter Olivia and mother Wendy. Olivia draws this beautiful portrait of me while watching the show. Thank you, Olivia. Everyone, I'll see you tomorrow night, 8 o'clock sharp Eastern, and until then, good night, friend.
I think people are very drawn to drama and story. Every day there are news stories that preoccupy the entire country, and HLN is covering these stories. All of the hosts on HLN have intense and aggressive curiosity. At HLN, it's about the experience, about the human experience.
Want to know the best-kept secret in life insurance? You can save up to 75%, depending on what policy you buy. Let's say you're a 40-year-old man and you want a $500,000 term policy. Buy an American General Life policy through Matrix Direct, and you'll pay less than $22 a month. Buy a similar State Farm Life policy, and it could cost you $40 a month, while a nationwide policy could run you $48 a month. Let's compare those rates again. American General Life through Matrix Direct, less than $22. State Farm Life, $40. And nationwide, $48. No wonder millions of Americans have already contacted Matrix Direct. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Make the future more secure for those you love. Call today or visit matrixdirect.com.
For a free quote, call 1-800-558-4652. That's 1-800-558-4652 or visit matrixdirect.com.
We are dedicated to bringing home America's missing.
Nancy Grace, America's Missing, HLN, net.
Reliability isn't sexy. Value just isn't sexy. Gas mileage? Not sexy. Only sexy is sexy. The one vehicle to make Car and Driver's 10 Best list a record 25 times. The one, the Accord.
You've heard their ads.
Buy one suit, get one free. Get the third for 70% off.
Need a calculator to figure out the price? At 3-Day Suit Broker, there are no games, no gimmicks. Just the lowest prices on top quality name brand suits every day. 2 100% wool suits for just $200. And designer suits from Calvin Klein, Kenneth Cole, and DKNY, 2 for just $399. 3-Day Suit Broker with 10 Southern California locations to serve.